I can't remember the last time I was excited for a fighting game. I mean, outside of Smash, I really would just buy them and play them. There wasn't nothing else to it. I wasn't watching every trailer and anticipating the release or anything like that. I mean, I guess there's Dragon Ball Fighters, which was pretty awesome. I love the art style, and I think that's what really drew me in. Seeing how close it was to the anime, I really want to get my hands on the game. And guess what? The game was actually really good. I still love playing that game till today. But Street Fighter 6 has got me hyped. The last mainline Street Fighter game I really played a lot was Street Fighter 4. I mean, I owned it on PS3, owned it on 360, even bought the Street Fighter 3D edition, which I was very excited to play because it was my way of playing Street Fighter 4 on the go. I mean, who didn't want to play that on the go, right? I mean, now we got Steam Deck and the Switch that allows us to do that. But at the time, that was the only way to do that. And I was super hyped to play that. I mean, I pretty much got every version of Street Fighter 4. And then came Street Fighter 5, which was not great. I skipped out on it because I saw A, that roster was very low, B, it just didn't look that great. And then when it finally became free on PlayStation Plus, oh man, was I glad that I skipped on it. But Street Fighter 6 is looking to bring back a style that hasn't been seen since Street Fighter 3. When we look at the art style and all the things going on in it, it really brings back that like 90s vibe to it, if you know what I mean. I mean, I'm a 90s kid, so bring it on. I love that stuff. But it has like that hip hop vibe that Street Fighter 3 had, and it kind of looks like to mirror that. And Street Fighter 3 was really good. If you haven't played Street Fighter 3, I highly recommend playing with it. I mean, honestly, unfortunately for me, I didn't play when it first came out. I'm kind of upset that I missed out on it when it first came out. But I'm excited for Street Fighter 6 and everything it's bringing. Now there's a bunch of stuff they're adding to the game, such as new characters. The new characters you have are Luke, Jamie, Lily, JP, Marissa, Manon, and Kimberly, who's actually Guy's apprentice. So I might be playing as Kimberly as well because I used to main Guy in the Street Fighter Alpha games and as well as Street Fighter 4. I mean, Ken is my real main, but I used to play as Guy as well. So I'm kind of excited that we have some type of representation for Guy. I was actually hoping for Guy to come back, even if it's a DLC character or anything like that, but I guess there's still hope because we only got Wave 1 DLC. There's probably going to be a lot more DLC if I know Capcom. The other new unique thing they're adding here is basically the drive gauge. Now the drive gauge, or the drive system if you want to call it, is basically where all your specials are going to come from, but it does a lot of other things, which again reminds me a lot of Street Fighter 3, such as parring. Parring was probably, I want to say it was the first time it was introduced was in Street Fighter 3, and then there was something similar to that in Street Fighter 4. But basically, it will allow you to parry attack. So you know, if somebody's Hadoukening you or you know do some type of move, you can parry that attack and reverse it. There's actually a full reversal, which I mean that's already been similar like systems in the game, but full reversals there, and then of course there's other like attack boosts and stuff like that which are known throughout the series. But the way they've implemented it is actually really cool and I'm excited. It's a little bit easier to pull off, which is nice. So if you're like a casual player, if you're somebody that's just jumping into Street Fighter, I've never played Street Fighter before, I think it's going to be pretty easy to get a hang of. And one of the biggest things I'm excited for is the World Tour mode, aka the story mode, aka the character creator mode, whatever you want to call it. The official name is World Tour, and this is where you're going to create your own unique character and pretty much play through a storyline where it has you becoming an apprentice to other fighters such as Luke or Ken or Ryu, Chun-Li, whoever's out there. They do have you following through a storyline where you can become their apprentice. You pretty much learn their moves and you go about with the story. Kind of reminds me of Xenoverse 2. If you remember in my last video, I did say it reminds me of Xenoverse 2, and man, does it remind me of the Xenoverse franchise in general. Like, if you remember in Xenoverse, you had the ability to go ahead and train under like Goku or Vegeta or whoever it might be, and you get their moves and you can add it to your moveset, which is pretty cool. So I'm very excited for that. This mode actually looks really good. It looks like they put a lot of thought in it. For example, you can go ahead and go in, you know, just you walk around the streets and you'll get into fights, street fights, right? You know, it's Street Fighter, right? Why can't you get into street fights before? But anyways, you'll be able to go ahead and get into street fights. You fight other enemies there, which are AI controlled. Sometimes you can fight multiple enemies, so I mean, I'm super hyped for the game. I also wanted to point out, I think the last time I ever saw Street Fighter having multiple enemies on the screen was Street Fighter Alpha 3. Because if you remember, there was that mode where you could play as Ryu and Ken, and I believe you had to fight Akuma, and there were some other things similar to that. So I believe that's the last time. So it's kind of cool that they brought back that feature into Street Fighter 6, though it's really only for the World Tour mode. I don't believe there's a way to actually do a tag team battle, not that I can think of. But yeah, going back to the abilities part, there's other cool things you can do with the abilities or the movesets that you learn from the masters. I'm calling them masters because I don't know the official name they're going to be called, but let's just call them the masters for there, you know, such as Ken Masters, right? There's like, for example, they show scenes where there's, you know, something on the other side, and in order to get it, you have to use Chun-Li's spinning bird kick to go ahead to the other side and go ahead and retrieve that. So like, it's kind of cool they're going to be doing that. They show stuff where you can do like Shoryuken to reach higher spots, or there's other stuff that you can get to by using like E Honda's move and stuff like that. So it's very neat. The world is definitely very thought out, and it's not just it doesn't look like it's going to be just a cheap story mode that they're adding to the game. No, it really looks like they're putting in a lot of thought, and I'm super excited for this. I mean, I think it's going to also draw in a lot of casual players, because since there is a easy mode in terms of how to do your commands, making it similar to Smash, where to do your specials is pretty much just like one button, or you know, to do your moves is one button, but you press like different directions, and that's what makes the move go on. It looks like they're trying to really grab in that casual audience, which I think it's awesome, because Street Fighter kind of needs that. When you compare it to like other games such as, let's say, Dragon Ball FighterZ drew in a huge audience by grabbing other people, and part of it was because of Dragon Ball Z, right? But I feel like Street Fighter has that name that's well known, but there's a lot of people that are afraid of fighting games in general, and I think having this casual mode plus the World Tour is going to drive a lot more people to play Street Fighter 6. The other thing I want to mention about the story mode is the last time I seen a story mode implemented into a fighting game like this was probably Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, which had a cool story mode where it was kind of like a side scroller beat 'em up type style, which was pretty awesome. If you haven't played that game, I don't recommend playing it now because there is a new one coming out. If you can catch a sale, I believe like Steam had it for like $2 the other day. I would recommend that because the story mode was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. But yeah, outside of the World Tour mode now, where a lot of us are probably gonna be spending our time in, is the Battle Hub. The Battle Hub is basically where you'll go to go ahead and do all your online fighting, and it's pretty cool what they did with that. They just made it a pretty big like hangout spot. You can go party with a DJ, go to the dance floor, there's a bunch of other stuff. They even added arcade cabinets where you can play games such as Final Fight. I believe there's some other games I saw there, Street Fighter 2 and a few others that I can't remember. But it's pretty cool that they added all those features. So basically, if you wanted to go to a Battle Hub and just hang out and play older Street Fighter games, well, guess what? They're giving you that ability. The arcade games are supposed to rotate, so you won't have the same game there all the time. But I do think it's pretty dope that they have that there. I mean, for me, somebody, again, who grew up in the 90s, played a lot of Capcom games in the 90s, I think it's pretty awesome. Let's hope they put in Mega Man games there, because I think that'd be pretty cool. I guess I don't think Mega Man had an arcade game, not that I remember, so maybe they won't put that there, but still would be awesome nonetheless. But yeah, the Battle Hub looks pretty cool. I do like that it has this like PlayStation home feeling where you're just hanging out and just doing a lot of cool stuff. There you can also challenge other people, and you can fight your created character against other created characters, which I thought was pretty dope. I didn't notice that before, and before I did this video, I went in and I was just recapping on everything, and I was like, whoa, I didn't catch that. So that's pretty cool. So if you want to go ahead and test out your created character against others, they do have that there, which is pretty awesome. I do like that feature. But of course, if you don't want to deal with your created character, or you don't even want to, you know, just have anything to do with that stuff, you can just go ahead and go straight into the fighting, where you will have your normal Street Fighter cast lineup and you just do fighting from there, which is nice. They did add where you can kind of get into like clans, and you can go ahead and make like different teams. You can create your logo, you can post flyers, design like your uniform and stuff like that. That is actually pretty cool. I was already thinking of ideas. Like Ken's one of my favorite characters. I'll probably design everything around Ken, but who knows, we'll see what I'll do with that when that comes out. I just gotta say that Capcom looks like they're on a roll They're going all in with Street Fighter 6, and I'm excited. I'm very happy to play this game on June 2nd. I mean, it's my birthday month, so of course I'm going to get that. But I'm super excited for that. Capcom's just been on a roll. I mean, with Resident Evil 4 remake, Resident Evil 2 remake, Resident Evil 3 remake was good. Like, I enjoyed it. It just sucked that they kind of cut out a bunch of stuff. But I mean, I enjoyed Mega Man 11, Mega Man Battle Network Collection. I mean, who didn't play that, right? They've been on a roll here, and I think they're just going to continue this with Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6 looks amazing. Definitely looks better than Street Fighter 5. I played some of the demo. Fortunately, I didn't get to play the beta because, yes, I was stuck on Tears of the Kingdom. And I don't know, I tried to put down the Switch, but it just wasn't coming off my hand. It's kind of weird. Not sure if that ever happened to you guys. It just wouldn't come off my hand. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about Street Fighter 6. Are you going to be picking it up? Is it a pass for you? I'm excited. I will be testing it out on Steam Deck as well. So hopefully the full game works on Steam Deck. I know in my last video, rather my Steam Deck video, somebody did post in the comments that it does work fine on the Steam Deck. So hopefully this carries over to this to the actual full release, and hopefully online also works, because you know how anti-cheat and Linux don't play around, unfortunately. But that is all I have for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We are trying to hit that 400 subscriber goal. By the end of June, we want to hit 500 subscribers, and we are going to have another special event when we hit those 500 subscribers. Don't forget to also follow us over at Twitch and watch our podcast every Sunday. My name is James from The Random Encounter, and we will see you next time.